So, yeah, and the truth is, with all the stories that I'm going to tell in my book, a lot of them are about how I decided to get out of addiction, reasons why I decided to get out, and the fact that nobody got me out of trouble. My dad helped me, yes. My dad couldn't stay clean for me, he couldn't stay off drugs for me. I had to do that on my own. I had to walk off home confinement. I had to do those 13 months of home confinement. I had to do those last 9 months of probation without any fail, without any fail. And I done every bit of my time, and then I walked off paper. And then I proceeded for the last 7 years to not get in no more trouble. So that's all on me. I did get pulled over and was held for a few minutes, detained, handcuffed with my hands behind there in Madison. A couple years ago, I got pulled over, but it was only for a detainment, and then I was released. But that was with the controversy over my dad's truck and things like that. So, but I was not in any trouble. I was merely detained. I wasn't even, they didn't even write me a kind of a ticket that day because I wasn't doing anything really wrong. That being said, there's a lot of issues family issues that will need to be worked out. But, there were decisions made that were not right. I made wrong decisions. There were decisions, but also there's a lot of things that people don't know that I guess I'll go ahead and just put out there for the public to see so that Angie can tell it the story her way, the way it happened for me. I'm the one who put my life on hold. I bought a house with a man I was going to marry in Alum Creek, West Virginia, and I was going to go there and live. But my dad got sick, and I moved home for 15 months. And I stayed right there and took care of him. He didn't have home health nurses. Once a week, a nurse come in to make sure he was still alive. And other than that, I didn't have people coming in and taking care of Dad. I done it. And I had a few friends right there in our neighborhood, Dad's friends, who were kind enough. They would come up there and take time out of their day to come and sit with Dad because Dad couldn't walk. They would come and sit with Dad for a couple hours while I had to go to the store, pay our bills, take care of things. If I had a doctor's appointment, I didn't have any help. My son did come home from college. Once he came home from college in May or June of 2019. And from then out, I did have help, and that his significant help. As a matter of fact, I was actually able to leave the house now and go spend the night away from Dad in the house and get me a break, because that people don't understand that. How are you supposed to sit in that? That's how you live, and that's how you spend every waking moment. And even if you get a break and there's another human being there taking a little bit of that load off of you, you're still stuck there with the fact that your father, the strongest man you've ever known, is dying feet away from you. There's not really much you can do but be there and comfort him. And even though it's killing him, it's killing me too. And nobody understood that. They all treated me like I was just a hired hand. Like they would come in, I was totally overlooked. That's how I was treated. Like the hired help who only came in to take care of poor Rodney. And nobody understood that, no, that was my daddy. That was the strongest man I'd ever known, the only man I ever looked up to. And all y'all didn't give not one thought to the fact that I was having to be strong while I was still breaking inside. But Dad needed me, so I couldn't break. And when they left the house with him after 10 o'clock on the night he died, I collapsed on his bed because I knew he wasn't coming home. And I just talked to his spirit and I talked to God. I made up his bed just in case. And that was after 10. And about 1 o'clock, my son came home and we thought everything was okay. We talked for a little while. And then the phone rang, and it was at 5 minutes till 3. And we signed the books at 3:06 and 3:07 at Memorial Hospital from Dad's. So that's how long we literally were, threw our shoes on, grabbed our shit, and went. And we sat there with Dad, both of us, one on each side, and held Dad's hands, one on each side, and made our promises that we would do the things that we promised Dad. Of course, like he promised he would finish school, do good, do right. I promised Dad I would take care of Chopper. I would always take care of Chopper, always make sure that he had food and chicken. And I did that. I took care of Chopper right up to the point that I couldn't anymore. There was nothing I could do for Chopper at the end. He didn't eat, he didn't poop for 5 days. He was just, there's nothing else I could do. But I did take care of him right up to the point that I couldn't. And I done that in honor of my dad, but I done it for myself. I done it because I loved Chopper, and I knew how important he was to my life. I knew how important he was to my father, because he showed my dad the love of a dog, and that's beautiful. To see a person change from something I'd seen my entire life into something a little bit lighter, a little bit softer, and a little bit more jolly because of that dog. I'll never, ever, ever regret being there with Dad and Chopper to give Dad that, so that he could know the love of a dog also. I'll be bringing more, guys. Have a great day.